All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 10:30. Let's go. Well, not 10:30. Wow, I can't even get my own intro right. My bad. The time is now 11:30. It's time to get started. Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another One Piece chapter reaction and review. After the events of the last chapter in chapter 1041, it pretty much had Luffy using Gear Force Snake Man to just pelt Kaido with blow after blow after blow, and all of them imbued with Conqueror's Haki. So now we get to see what happens. Hold on, let me adjust my camera just a bit so you guys can see a little bit more of me, because I've noticed there's a little bit of a height difference here. I'm working on that. Also going to be working on... I'm also going to be working on getting an actual microphone arm to put up on my desk, so I don't have to always hold this. So let's go ahead and get started with today's chapter, shall we? Chapter 1042. Chapter 1042. The victor needs no epithet. And here we have Germa 66's an Emotionless Excursion, Volume 6, Take Niji and Yonji to Whole Cake Island. And then we have Pudding. We have Pudding there along with Oven, and Brulee is there as well. As Pudding is there in the book, the Vinsmoke book, apparently. Yeah, it's the Vinsmoke book with Niji and Yonji, and she's telling them either... She is Pudding the one telling Oven to take them to Whole Cake Island? Or is it Oven who's saying that? Because Oven is carrying the Vinsmoke book that Niji and Yoji are in on his shoulder, while Brulee is watching on with a giant mirror. And then Pudding is there with a pouting face, along with Arabian and her little jelly dude that she always has on her shoulder nearby. All right, chapter 1042, The Victor Needs No Epithet. Fire, first basement level. And yo, how do we start this chapter with Drake stabbing the bowler hat guy in the back? Not just stabbing, straight up impaling the sword through him. Yo, how do we start the chapter with the bowler hat guy already getting fatally wounded by Drake? First level, basement level. And Drake is in his hybrid form of his Allosaurus devil fruit. And his sword is just sticking through this guy's back. And then the bowler hat guy, spitting up copious amounts of blood, is saying, "Explain yourself, Drake." And then Drake is huffing and puffing because he's kind of bloodied as well, saying, "This is what my justice tells me to do." And then the bowler hat guy says, "Then I am envious of you." And then he shaves from the spot where Drake had him impaled and uses finger pistol on Drake. And they both go careening backwards, showing blood coming out of Drake's mouth now. And now we're cutting to the flower capital all of a sudden. The flower capital, and people are laughing, and then someone is saying, "Did you all write down your wishes? Now light the fires in the skyboats." And it shows Tama there, while one of her skyboats is getting lifted up in the air, and people are just celebrating. Everyone is just celebrating. And someone says, "It's time to make them fly. Send your wishes into the sky." And then it cuts back to the roof. It cuts to the rooftop of Onigashima. Oh, the assault of Monkey D. Luffy versus Kaido continues. And it just shows punch after Conqueror's Haki imbued punch, just constantly hitting Kaido all over. And it's just panel of Kaido just getting hit everywhere. And then Kaido manages to come out of that assault and blocks one of Luffy's punches with his Hasaikai, with his Kanabo. But even after that happens, Luffy continues. That's just one hit. Luffy continues to hit Kaido over and over and over with Hydra. And Luffy is wheezing as this is going on. And Kaido is trying to deflect these blows, but remember, the way that his Gear 4 works is that he can bend the trajectory of his punches mid-flight. And Kaido was wondering, is he bending the trajectory of all his attacks? Given the nature of rubber, that's impossible. And then Kaido just says, that hurts! And he's just getting hit over and over and over again. And then Kaido looks at Luffy, and then he just says, ah! Stop it already! Ah! That hurts! And then it has a new mood of Kaido, and he puts his finger on his cheek like, just stop! I am not exaggerating. It is spelled out stop. STAAAHP. Just stop! And that's Kaido. That's Kaido. That's Kaido saying this. One of the most powerful pirates we ever seen in the series, and he's all like, just stop! And Luffy is just like, are you still drunk? And then Kaido says, don't assume you're the only one who can see the future. And then, what the heck is going on? And then Luffy continues to try to punch on Kaido, and then Kaido apparently, what is he doing? And then he says, what if I try copying you? And then Kaido goes into his dragon form. He goes into his dragon form. Is it like this? And he starts weaving around Luffy's Hydra punches. And now we get a new state of Kaido called Drunken Thief. And then Kaido starts to dodge Luffy's Gear 4 attacks. And he chomps down on Luffy. He just point blank bites into Luffy. And Luffy just screams out in pain. Ow! And then Kaido just spirals. No, he didn't just chomp down on Luffy. He's got Luffy in his mouth. And he's going all the way up in the air. He's spiraling all the way up into the air. And then Luffy's just saying, he ate me. And then it has Luffy screaming inside of Kaido's mouth, hey, let me out, darn it! And then Kaido opens his mouth and then prepares Bodo Breath! Point blank in front of Luffy. He let Luffy out of his mouth and then has a blast breath directly in front of Luffy and hits him with it. And the blast is so powerful that it goes through the roof, through the performance floor, down into the basement where Yamato is. I dare say it goes as far as where Momonosuke is. It goes all the way through Onigashima. Yeah, it went all the way through Onigashima. He blasted Luffy all the way through Onigashima. And Luffy is falling through the air, and as he's falling, getting hit by the last bit of that blast breath, he coughs, and then his form changes. He's gone Bounce Man. Now. Bounce Man! And then it shows him using Bounce Man to fly all the way back up to the roof. Darn it! Says Luffy, and then Kaido says, you're coming back. And then Luffy says, how many more minutes? Oh, wait. How many more minutes left? This is my final Gear 4. There's no time to waste. Losing is not an option. And he dashes above the head of Kaido as Kaido tries to bite down on him. And Kaido's still burping because he's still drunk. And he says, you're rather demanding. And Luffy says, as long as you're around, the people of Wano won't even have clean water to drink. And he's still huffing and puffing. Gum. And then he starts to charge up one of his attacks. His arm gets really, really big. Is this King Kong gun? Because we saw him try to use this on Kaido once before, and it did nothing to him. Is this a Conqueror's Haki imbued King Kong gun? Maybe? But Kaido says, well, you're free to take sides however you wish. But let me tell you, these Wano folk have accepted defeat into their hearts. Weaklings who shun violence. Casualties who found glory in death. I've seen plenty of the losers and vanquished here, and they all have their excuses. And then Luffy says, shut up! Samurai are strong! And then Kaido says, strong or just stubborn? The victor needs no epithet. So which are you? And as Kaido begins to charge up a bolo breath, Luffy hit him with a brand new attack called Over Kong. Over Kong? Over Kong? Over Kong? What is this? Over Kong gun? Over Kong gun. What is Over Kong? Is that King Kong gun, but it's using Conqueror's Haki? He hits Kaido before Kaido can use his bolo breath, and the bolo breath explodes in his mouth. And it shows Kaido falling away from Luffy, and Kaido hitting the ground. And then Luffy starts speeding towards Kaido, saying, he's not done. Gotta knock him all the way out while I still can use Gear 4. And then Kaido says, thunder, bellow. And then Luffy looks with utter surprise. Yo! And Kaido came back. Kaido came back with thunder, bellow, bagua. And he hits Luffy. He hits Luffy and knocks the wind and starts to knock the wind out of Luffy. The air just starts to escape Luffy after Kaido hit him. Yo! And Luffy is wheezing and he's trying to, and here's the thing. Kaido almost knocked the Gear 4 out of Luffy right here. Why? Because Luffy holds his hand over his mouth to keep the air from escaping him. Because that's how Gear 4 works. Blows air into his body in order for him to achieve that form. The air starts to escape his body. And Luffy is holding his mouth closed to keep the air from escaping, with him saying, don't leave me yet, strength. And then we have a new state of Kaido. Bloodthirsty drunk. And it has Kaido looking even more ferocious than before, with him just laughing to himself. And then Luffy comes back saying, one more hit. And if that doesn't work, then I've lost. Gum gum. And then Kaido, in his bloodthirsty drunk mode, just screams, show me what you've got, boy. Thunder, bellow. And then Luffy comes with over. Then all of a sudden, the bowler hat guy appears behind Luffy. And Luffy's all like, huh? And then the guy says, iron body. And then, what just happened? Oh my God. The bowler hat guy just appeared behind Luffy. And as Kaido's preparing to bring his Kanabo down on Luffy, Kaido wonders, CP0? And then he thinks back. Yo, it's Odin. It's his fight against Odin all over again. It's his fight against Odin all over again, because he's picturing Odin looking away from Kaido at Momonosuke, Kurozumi Higurashi, and it has Odin looking back, and it has Luffy looking back, and Kaido manages to land a blow on Luffy. Just full force, completely. And Kaido looks absolutely shocked. Like, his face doesn't even look angry. It looks like, no, not again. I can't win this fight this way. Like, he looks like, I can't believe this is happening again. And it shows Luffy taking the full brunt of this attack. And the last panel we see down at the bottom next to be continued is the bowler hat CP0 agent just right there. Yo, someone interfered with Kaido's fight again. Someone interfered with his fight again. Oh, the bowler hat guy is dead. The bowler hat guy is dead. Oh my goodness. Luffy is running. Yo. What can I even say to this? See, here's the thing. Luffy was already running on fumes, using Gear 4 Snake Man to hopefully have that be the end that spells the end of the fight. But Kaido just keeps coming back with different drunken modes and different moods he's in. And really, to be quite honest with you, these drunken moods have made Kaido kind of more durable than before because he's getting hit by these Conqueror's Haki imbued attacks from Luffy's Snake Man form, and they're actually hurting Kaido. But it's not making him go down. And it's all like, stop hitting me, stop! And then when Luffy comes with Gum Gum over Kong Gun, which I would stand to believe is, King Kong Gun, but it's imbued with Conqueror's Haki. I haven't looked up the description of it yet. And he hits Kaido with it, and Kaido actually momentarily goes down. But Kaido comes back in his hybrid form and hits Luffy with a much more powerful Thunder Bagua, which we seen Thunder Bagua one-shot Luffy the very first time they encountered one another. Now, Kaido comes back with an even more powerful version of that and almost fundamentally knocks out Luffy. And Luffy has to hold his mouth closed to keep him from losing Gear 4th instantly right then. Had Luffy not covered his mouth, he would have lost Gear 4th completely. With what little strength he was still holding on to. Then he gets chomped by Kaido, and then he gets blast breath all the way through Onigashima from the roof all the way through the bottom of the island. Luffy goes into Bounce Man, comes up, and then hits Kaido. Kaido comes back with that Thunder Bagua that I just said, and they just continue fighting. And then all of a sudden, Bowler Hat Agent just comes out of nowhere, uses Iron Body behind Luffy. I'm still trying to figure out why he used Iron Body behind Luffy. I'm still trying to figure that out. Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Like, why did he use Iron Body on him? I don't think anyone ever thought that Luffy would get knocked out again. I didn't! I didn't think that Luffy was gonna get knocked out again after the... Here's the thing. Hold on, my face looks kind of dark. I gotta fix that. I gotta fix that right now. Before I continue talking. And to think that I have a My Hero Academia chapter to go on with after this. But we need to talk about this. Karma, we need to talk about this right now. We need to talk about this right now. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about this right now. Luffy just ended the last chapter saying, I'm not gonna stop until I drive you out of Wano. Now, you would think, with a proclamation like that Luffy has a trick up his sleeve that is just gonna be able to bring Kaido down. But this chapter just told us, yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief. And Luffy just gets knocked out again! Like, what? This dude just learned the concept of using Conqueror's Haki with his attacks. And we thought, oh, they had it in the first half, I ain't gonna lie. We thought, I'm on a rant right now, let me go. We thought that Luffy had a definitive edge. We thought that Luffy had a definitive edge against Kaido, and this was going to be what he needed to fully beat him. Not so, my brother, because in this chapter, we see that Kaido has more tricks up his sleeve, and he once again knocks out Luffy, but in the worst possible way Kaido could have ever thought it would come to this. Once before, Kaido was in a fight with an individual who could meet him hand to hand as far as in terms of resilience, as far as strength. The only person to meet Kaido in this way and then give him a fight that he truly enjoyed was Odin. And when it was coming down to the moment where Odin was about to beat Kaido, he gets interrupted by outside interference. Now, 20 years later, Kaido is having yet another fight where he and his opponent are going hand in hand with one another, and when it seems like one is about to deliver one big attack that could spell the end of the fight, once again, outside interference comes and allows Kaido to be the victor. Once again, but only this time, the person who interfered, yeah, they are not long for this world. I cannot believe that Kaido has fundamentally seen the potential end of his fight again, thanks to outside interference. And you want to know what happened to the last person that interfered with Kaido's major fight against someone he acknowledged? He killed them! And now we got this CP0 agent who just comes in out of nowhere, uninvited, because the elders say, yo, we need you to kill Luffy right now. And Bowler Hat agents all like, huh? You want me to do what now? Who gonna go? And now all of a sudden, he follows through with it. After beating up Drake, even though here's the thing, can we just talk about how tenacious this Bowler Hat agent is? Not only we started this chapter with him being impaled through the back by Drake's saber. And Drake was in his hybrid form when that happened, but he still manages to keep going. He shaves himself out of Drake's saber and then uses finger pistol to take down Drake. Then he makes his way to the roof, and as it seems like both Kaido and Luffy are preparing to hit each other with their most definitive attacks, Bowler Hat guy comes out of nowhere, and with his distraction, Luffy gets hit by Thunder Bellow Bagua. Not Thunder Bagua, Thunder Bellow Bagua. I need to look this up. And the thing that makes this a sad chapter is the fact that this is not how Kaido wanted to beat Luffy. You can see it in his eyes. When he manages to land the blow on Luffy, when he manages to hit Luffy, you could see the utter horror in Kaido's eyes, like, no, not again, not again. I think, okay, let me just go through everything that you guys have said. Oh my goodness. Such an interesting fight this is. In the scans, it was Drunken Flirty Bagua, but those are unofficial scans, and I don't go by those. This is very unexpected, and no break! No break! Kohagen says you kind of dislike this again with someone interfering in a fight. I don't mind it. I didn't expect it, but I don't have any issues with it. I don't think anyone ever thought that Luffy would get knocked out again. I have a strange feeling, Ogata-san says, I have a strange feeling there was going to be a Higurashi repeat, but I didn't expect it for a couple of chapters. Luffy versus Kanakuri, his fight got interfered, and now this. And Kaido versus Oden, the same thing. CP0's going to regret this. Yes, he is. Bowler Hat Guy seems kind of regretful. Julian says, I hate you, CP0. CP0, Karma says he probably saw Kaido's facial expression. Rest in pieces, CP0. This opens up a lot of new possibilities for the story. It's GG for that bowler hat guy. I think the fight between CP0 versus Kaido is going to give some time to Luffy to come back. Sadant, a fight would mean that either chance has an equal chance of winning. This is Kaido versus a person from CP0. CP0 is not on Luffy's level. CP0 is not on Kaido's level. So to insinuate that Bowler Hat Guy is going to keep Kaido occupied long enough for Luffy to recover, first of all, that would mean that the Bowler Hat agent can actually survive against Kaido, which he can't. He's strong enough to take on Drake, but he's not Kaido strong. He's not even strong enough to distract Kaido. So I doubt that's gonna happen. Ogata-san says we could get Kaido's flashback, Luffy's awakening, or Kaido destroying CP0, giving Luffy enough time to get his haki back. There's so many ways this could go. And then CJ says, it was at this moment Bowler Hat Agent knew he messed up. That, seriously. So to him, it feels dishonorable. Yes, yes. Kaido did not want to win this way. And Karma says, even though I like this kind of was a dumb move by Oda. I don't see that. Since he's somehow going to make Luffy fight again, even though he should be down and out of the way, he was talking about my last Gear 4 and my final last attack. If Luffy wakes up, I don't know what he's going to do. Awakening? We have no idea what to expect. I don't see this as a dumb move by Oda, though, because everything Oda does, it has a significant purpose. Even Luffy getting knocked out right here and now, there's a reason for it. So this is, I don't call any move that Oda does dumb. The only thing I call dumb is how he allowed Kinemon to pretty much survive getting stabbed through the back by saying that his parts weren't completely together ever since Punk Hazard. That I consider dumb. But Luffy getting distracted here and a 20-year repeat of what happened between Kaido and Oden happening again for him, I don't see that as a dumb move. But real quick, we need to look up Kaido and what he just did. I want to know, what is the description of Thunder Bellow Bagua? What makes it different from what he normally uses? Hold on, I gotta scroll down because this is a big page with all of his powers and abilities. So we have Saikai, and then we have his different drunken states. Spoiled drunk, thieving drunk, slaughtering drunk. Now, if I go to Hasaikai and go all the way down to the bottom, it doesn't have Thunder Bellow Bagua yet. It doesn't have Thunder Bellow Bagua. It just has the regular one, so we need to wait for it to be updated so we can figure out what this is. But this is a far more powerful version of Thunder Bagua. and I'm looking through this whole panel. He only used it once. He only used it once. And before, he only used it once, and he uses it twice and manages to land a clean blow directly onto Luffy. Like, how? How? Let's go Gear 5 or Awakening. We just have to wait till next week. Oh my god, we have to wait till next week. Julian says, I guess Luffy's getting up now will be his coronation. Kaido and CP0 will see him and think he's one of the emperors. We just have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see from this chapter. I wonder how everyone else is reacting to this chapter. I want to know how Roger reacted to this. I want to know how Jada Legend reacted. I want to know how everyone reacted to this chapter. Luffy got hit again. Luffy got knocked out again. How after that big bravado proclamation he made after the last chapter, he gets knocked out again. Now, either one of two things are going to happen. Kaido kills Bowler Hat Guy instantly, or Bowler Hat Guy just dips. Because we all know that Kaido can easily kill him. Roger was spoiled about the CP0 moment. I saw that on his Twitter feed, and I was like, dude, that sucks. You guys understand why I'm so against spoilers, and I'm glad not too many people hit me up talking about stuff that they see when the chapter goes up early on Friday, when early scans go up on Friday, and it's like, I understand people are excited to see his reaction. But to spoil him on this moment, why? Why would you do that? You know Roger always looks forward to these new chapters come out. Why would you be that idiot and spoil him on something that he loves to have his most genuine reaction to? I can't understand why people will go out of their way to spoil chapters. Like you're doing someone a favor. Like, if I'm watching a movie, I don't want you next to me saying like, hey, you gotta see this. This is gonna be good. I don't want that. I don't want you trying to have me build up anticipation for that sort of thing. I want to enjoy every single moment that happens. That's why I hate spoilers. So for Roger to have to see this moment get ruined for him, can you imagine his reaction had he not known? It would have been so much better than whatever he may have felt. I haven't seen his reaction to this chapter, but I would imagine his reaction, whatever it was, probably would have been far grander had he not known. Let this serve as a warning to everyone. Do not spoil people on chapters that they haven't read yet. That includes me. I don't want to know. I want to know it when I read it, which is why I don't look at chat until after I'm done with the chapter, because sometimes people become too preemptive and read ahead and say like, oh, that's an amazing moment. That's happened before. That's why I wait until after I'm done. So don't spoil chapters for people. It is not a hard concept to follow. And I'm not saying that you guys do that. I'm just saying this out to the world. I'm saying this out to the world to whoever doesn't show up here on the regular. It's like, don't ruin the experience because you're impatient and you want to just talk about it. There is no reason to spoil a chapter for someone just because you're excited. You can pace yourself first. Like, I'm trying to find the right word, but it's incredibly stupid of people who willingly spoil stuff because they just want to see a person's reaction. Don't be a tool. Don't do that. A bit of a side tone, but there's an anime break after 113, and Megumi Ishitani is directing episode 1015. That I know. Ogata-san, I was informed of that by DJ, another viewer of mine, who popped up in yesterday's Elden Ring stream. They let me know that we're going on break on this next episode, I believe. Yeah, we're going on break after today's episode, so no episode reaction next Sunday, and then Megumi is coming back for episode 1015, which could possibly be Roof Piece. So I'm looking forward to all of them. Sadan says there's something gonna happen with Luffy that the world government fears the most. It's more likely devil fruit related, and Oda said to keep an eye on Luffy. Who knows? Who knows? We're just gonna have to wait and see next week. Especially after this chapter. Oh, getting through the week, waiting for the next chapter to come up. It's gonna be anxious to see how things go from here. It's gonna be very peculiar to see how things go from here. Like, Luffy got hit with Thunder Bagua again, but this time, see, my thing is, what makes this Thunder Bellow Bagua even stronger than the regular Thunder Bagua? Because the description of the regular, Raime Hake, it's like Kaido has already been shown to imbue it with armament and Conqueror's Haki with it. What makes this stronger than his regular one? It might be because he's in his hybrid form. So with the added strength of him being in his hybrid form, now his Thunder Bagua is now Thunder Bellow Bagua. I completely forgot that since he's in his hybrid form, his strength increases tenfold. I completely forgot about that. On an interesting note, what Kaido said about the citizens of Wano is what some say about current Japanese citizens, including some other Japanese, mostly because, yeah, right. Kaido's past could start next week. Perfect time for Kaido's backstory. We could very well start Kaido's backstory. It's the idea of the world government deciding that they need Luffy's death more than they need Kaido's death. That's the thing. Luffy surviving this fight is far more dangerous than Kaido surviving. Yellow Thunder Burger? Great. Thank you, Karma. I'm hungry now. I need a burger. Do Thunder Burgers exist? Is there such thing as a Thunder Burger? If there isn't, why hasn't someone made a Thunder Burger yet? How come we ain't got a Thunder Burger? How come we ain't got a Yellow Thunder Burger? I want a Thunder Burger if it's real. I'm suddenly hungry. I'm sorry to getting sidetracked, but this actually might be the perfect time for Kaido's backstory. Now it's very hard to wait for the official release, and I kind of hate spoiler on Instagram and Twitter, specifically script spoilers. Here's the thing, Sedant. I mute everything that is One Piece related on Twitter. I have One Piece as a whole just completely muted, and so I don't see any spoilers for anyone. I do have the odd time where, because people that I follow on Twitter also follow other people who like One Piece, their posts bypass that whole One Piece, that whole One Piece muting, and sometimes some things may pop up on my feed, but thankfully it's nothing too serious. But still, this is why you don't have Twitter and Instagram. I'm not even on Instagram. I mean, I have one, but I only have like 4 pictures, and I don't follow anyone on it, and I don't mess with it. And matter of fact, since I got a new phone, I completely forgot what my Instagram password and username are. So I have an Instagram, but I completely forgot how to get into it. The Bagua difference, I think, is because he's drunk and he used Thunder Bagua and Hybrid during 1010 against Law and Zoro. So what is the difference? Thunder Bellow Bagua. Is it because he's drunk? Imagine you get spoiled about the One Piece. Imagine getting spoiled about what, at the end of the series, imagine someone telling you what the One Piece is before you read the chapter. After spending, what is it, over 10 years following this series? And all your hopes and dreams of finding out on the pages and seeing it for your eyes spoiled in like either a text message from someone or a personal message saying like, hey, this is what the One Piece is. And then it's like all hopes and dreams just dashed. That, I feel like the day when that happens, when we get to the end of One Piece, someone's gonna get spoiled on what the One Piece is. Someone is going to get spoiled on what the One Piece is, because it always happens. People can't keep things to themselves. But that is going to be the most gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching thing if someone who's following One Piece gets spoiled on the ending of the story before it happens. I don't even want to think about it. All right, so let's just convene with these thoughts. I'm already taking this way too long, just talking about other things. Please forgive me, but I'm just going off here. But Luffy just got hit again. Luffy just got knocked down again, and this time it wasn't like Kaido sideswiped him. Kaido brought his Kanabo down onto Luffy like he brought it down on Odin. The only difference is Odin only got hit in the head. Here, Luffy got hit square in the body. So now Luffy's been brought down again. Thanks, once again, Kaido's big fight against someone he's actually acknowledged to be strong has once again been interfered with by someone on the outside. Bowler Hat Guy has either one or two choices. Accept his death, because let's face it, he stands no chance of fighting against Kaido whatsoever. He stands no chance of explaining himself and saying that it was by the will of the world government that this had to happen. Like, Kaido's is not going to be all like, oh, okay, so the world government said he had to be beaten. Okay, I understand. No, Kaido's going to be all like, why the heck did you interfere with my fight? So he only has one or two choices. Either one, accept his death, because death is coming for him. It came for Higurashi. It's coming for him. Wow, these bots are out in droves today, aren't they? Sorry, but my finger is on the trigger, and every single one of you bots is getting banned. Goodbye. He's not walking away from this alive. Can we just say this? He either accepts his death, or he just leaves. With the last remaining CP0 member that's still chilling up in the parlor with one of the Marys, who's being relayed all the information that's going on right now. Those are his only choices. He has no other choice. He can't explain himself because Kaido is not going to care. He can't try and fight Kaido because Kaido is Kaido. That's not how that type of idea works. His only other choice would be to just run. And I don't know if he'll think of that. Because now he's in direct striking range of Kaido right now. If Kaido wants to kill him, he's going to kill him. Julian says, the day we are getting what the One Piece is, we are going to turn off the internet because that will be the most spoiler ever. When it gets to that point, well, actually, I still have One Piece muted, so I don't think I need to worry too much. But as long as I don't go exploring on Twitter too often, leading up to the next chapters during that time period, then we all should be fine. But the bowler hat agent is not long for this world. He is pretty much dead on arrival. He just spelled his own demise. Maybe we get a page flashback of Kaido killing Higurashi simultaneously with him killing Bowler Hat. I wouldn't be surprised. But we're just gonna have to wait. This is one of those chapters where this should have been a break chapter. This is what a chapter before a break looks like. But we're not going on break. We're getting another chapter after this. Either accept defeat and possible death or run for your life. I wonder what Kaido's going to do because he obviously didn't like the outcome of this fight. No, he didn't. He hated this outcome. Did you see his eyes? His eyes was all like, I can't believe this is happening again. Someone's interfering with my fight and I'm actually winning because of that. This is not how I wanted this to go. Kind of reminds me of Luffy versus Kanakuri that someone mentioned earlier. How Kanakuri didn't want to beat Luffy thanks to the interference of Flampe. And her using sleep darts to cause Luffy to just basically lose his advantage while he was fighting with Kanakuri. Now Kaido is facing the exact same interference he went through 20 years earlier when he fought Odin for the first time. And this, out of all the things that Kaido could have imagined happening during this fight, I believe this is the one thing that shocks him the most. Out of the whole course of all the fighting that's been going on, it's not the concept of Luffy learning how to use Conquerors in his attacks to actually combat Kaido. It's not the fact that Luffy used Snake Man to hit Kaido so fast and so hard with Conquerors that Kaido couldn't react that shocked him. It's the fact that someone came and interfered with the fight and allowed Kaido to get a free hit in that shocked him the most. I would dare say that the only thing that comes in a close second that absolutely shocked him during this fight was finding out that Big Mom got beaten, especially since he said they swore an oath that they were going to find the One Piece together. This is by far the most damaging thing that Kaido could have ever had happen to him during this whole fight. Possibly winning a fight, not onto his own merits, but thanks to the interference of another. 20 years ago, he went through something like this, and now he's facing it again. Against someone he's acknowledged to be strong like him. Well,
dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness the homegoing of one bowler hat guy from CP0. We've known him for a good amount of chapters, what with Maha and the other agent in the parlor, given orders by the world government to kill one Straw Hat Luffy. Now we are here to witness his end. He died as he lived. Stupid.
It's just crazy how the guy knew that it was incredibly dangerous for him to go up there. And he still went through with it. Does he know that he's not walking out of this fight? Does he know? And lastly, Sadan says, Luffy's survival on Wano is most likely also going to start the reveal of world government's dark past, lies, and the wrongdoing they are doing using pirates like the warlords. It is possible. It is possible. Because think about it. When the world of pirates finds out that Luffy, who was pretty much standing his ground against Kaido this whole time, potentially may have lost this fight due to the interference of the world government, it's going to make every pirate just hate the world government even more. But we're just going to have to see. The world is going to burn after Wano. 2 emperors were defeated in the same day, in the same island, in their own alliance by the hands of 3 noobs. We just have to see how this whole course of action goes. We just have to see. Because at the end of the day, Kaido is going to meet his defeat. But right now, it's been pushed back, okay? The thought of Kaido getting beaten by Luffy, the mere thought of that we got to push that back a couple of more chapters now. There's so much to think of. There's so much to think of right now. Most people wouldn't have messed with the fight, at least not until well after the fight. Until after! But not in the middle of it. Do you think Luffy is fighting him 1v1? Luffy versus Kaido, you mean? I mean, he has been fighting Kaido 1v1 this entire time. And who knows? With Overkong Gun, which we saw to actually do some substantial damage to Kaido, I mean, he might have, but it's only with Luffy pushing his limits. But at the same time, it's thanks to this interference from a bowler hat guy that it's now even more difficult to see how this goes. Like, let me go down here real quick. Let me see if they got anything about this Overkong Gun. We got Bounce Man, Rhino Schneider. King Kong gun, Kong organ, Kong rifle, over Kong gun. They have the name, but they don't have the description of it quite yet. But my goodness, what a chapter. I gotta end it here because I got My Hero Academia after this. Kaido reveals his future sight, so maybe he has something else up his sleeve like an awakening. Like, here's the thing. He just said, yo, Sidon, thank you. What is that symbol? What does that symbol mean? Rupee. Thank you, Sidon, for the super chat. Wow, that's like, whenever those happens, I always get surprised. Thank you, Sidon, from the bottom of my heart. I greatly appreciate it. But let's not overshadow the fact that Kaido said, like, he can see, like, let me go back, cause let me see, where did he say it? Let's see. Where is it? Right here. As Kaido's going into his drunken beggar mode, and Luffy's saying, "Are you still drunk?" Kaido says, "Don't assume you're the only one who can see the future." So, is it possible that he is able to see into the future like Luffy, but just not as to the extent of Luffy? So does this mean that Kaido has a little bit of future sight as well, maybe? Like, if I go up to his haki. Yes, he can, right here. Kaido possesses observation haki when he first demonstrated when he sensed the voices of the supernovas in the wake of his and Big Mom's combined attack, which enabled him to tell they were still alive. In the rare event that he faces an attack that would harm him, Kaido can also use this haki to help him dodge. Kaido can also utilize the advanced application of this haki, as shown when he saw the future, in order to avoid Luffy's high-speed attacks. So yeah, Kaido can use future sight as well. And Julian says, I really do need to bring this to a close, though, because I've been carrying this on for far too long. My Hero is after this, and then my One Piece reaction for you guys. And Julian says, and the way Luffy works as a pirate is completely opposite from what the government wants to. Luffy doesn't have any HQ, he just goes traveling around, doesn't build an army, a fleet, and fortress. The government can't negotiate nothing with Luffy, they can't get a spy inside Luffy's crew, nothing. Luffy is free. Basically! Sidon says, thank you for your live stream and your explanation. Sidon, it's perfectly alright. As long as you are entertained, that's all that I seek from every single one of you. So I greatly appreciate not only the super chat that you sent in, but just you being here. I really do hope you enjoyed yourself. But here's the thing that came to my mind, and I've been thinking about this for a while. The reason why the world government wants to take out Luffy so bad is, and I don't think it has anything to do with the devil fruit that he has, it is what Luffy represents. And it's not to say that it's any different from what the Revolutionary Army has going for them. I feel like what Luffy stands for, what he represents for pirates and people who stand against the world government, is the fact that he truly does not care what the entire world thinks of him, nor what he does, nor the consequences, the major consequences of individuals of the world government. Because think about it. In the past, and this was during the pre-time skip, in the past, no one would do anything that would really cause the world government to get on their case, because it would make things harder for them. Case in point, no one, literally no one, even someone as bloodthirsty as Kid, who has a high bounty thanks to his penchant for not caring about civilian casualties, or who, no matter who he killed, not even Kid, back during the Sabaody Archipelago, would have thought of punching Saint Charlos, one of the celestial dragons, directly in the face, due to the consequences of what that would entail. No one would have thought of doing that, but Luffy did. Because Luffy really does not have a respect of person. Even your status means very next to nothing to Luffy. Luffy punched a celestial dragon, not caring about the consequences. He only saw an individual that harmed a friend of his, and he punched him in the face, caused the world government to be in an uproar, and caused them to send an admiral to the Sabaody archipelago, causing everyone to say, like, well, because of what Luffy did, it's time to go. No one would think that. Sure, you have pirates that would go up against the commanders of Yonkos, but you don't have these pirates going up against the world government themselves. Luffy is the only pirate that would go up against the world government perpetually. So it's the fact that I think that it's what Luffy represents. It's an absolute fearless disposition towards the world government. Because the world government has been doing their absolute best to set themselves up as the greatest power in the world, to ensure that they keep pirates in line and or kill any pirates that do not follow them. And so they do their very best to instill fear across all of the pirates across the world in the hopes of keeping that power. Luffy is the one individual in the of all the pirates who is challenging that power. He's the only one who is challenging the very nature of what the world government seeks to uphold. That is, they rule the world along with the five elders and Im-sama, and that all pirates, they either serve the world government or they die. That's it. So whenever they put an edict out in place that has severe consequences, all other pirates is all like, okay, let's just, like, if we don't follow this rule, let's just avoid getting into a situation where we would have to go against that rule. That's all the rest of the pirates. Luffy is the individual who sees these rules, and does not care. He's declared war on the world government when they took Robin during Eni's lobby, setting fire to a world government flag, and it's all like, and like Spandam was all like, would you dare go against the entire world? And Luffy's all like, I don't care. Luffy represents the absolute fear, the absolute fearless disposition towards the world government that seeks to keep the entire world under their thumb. They post themselves as the good guys in the One Piece world, but if anything, they're far darker, and my goodness, Sedant, another super chat. Thank you, I appreciate it. You have my humblest appreciation. You have Luffy, who goes against the mold of pretty much all pirates who don't want the world government to be on their case because it's like, this is too much of a hassle, I don't want to deal with the world government, this is dangerous. Luffy's all like, if any of these world government people mess with my friends, I'm going up against them. So the person that Luffy is the person that is the individual that the world government does not want to start cascading through pirates. Because if pirates start seeing that Luffy has no fear of the Yonko and has no fear of the world government, and he does whatever the heck he wants, then maybe some other pirates will start thinking, if Luffy can do this, and they consider him a threat, then maybe we can do this too. And if that domino effect starts perpetuating throughout more and more and more pirates, then the world government is going to have a much, much more difficult time trying to deal with them. Doflamingo was spitting during his speech at the end of Dressrosa, the world would change completely after Wano. Yeah, the world is going to completely change. Because one of the lines I remember him saying is, even power has a shelf life. So power isn't infinite. So either he's talking about the world government's power, or just power in general. And if he's talking about the world government's power, and their power has a shelf life, then yeah, Doflamingo is right. Julian also says, God, I remember Luffy and Zoe when he was told that Kaido and Big Mom had the 2 row poneglyphs. He was just like, okay, let's fight both of them then. And he was told no, and he made that face as like, what? I want to fight him. Luffy does not care. Your status does not intimidate. Luffy's not intimidated by people and their status, especially after his 2-year training with Rayleigh. He's become even more fearless where anyone he comes across, even someone like Kaido, he does not care. His dreams of becoming Pirate King, he can't afford to be fearful of anyone. And that includes the world government. And he said this during Dressrosa when he was going up against Fujitora. He was saying like world government, admirals, Yonkos, at some point we're gonna have to fight them all. Especially if I'm gonna call myself the king of the pirates, I'm gonna have to defeat every single one of them. So Luffy has pretty much been showing us that he is the catalyst to upending the world government a little bit. Like, sure, we have the Revolutionary Army, not just the pirates, but a few of the civilians who are knowledgeable. Not just them, but Luffy is the catalyst in showing the world that the world government is not to be feared at all. What he represents is far more dangerous than Kaido existing and just ushering in a new world of violence and just, doing whatever he wants. What Luffy represents is far more threatening to the world government than anything Kaido and the alliance between Kaido and Big Mom could ever create. That is why they gave the order to kill Luffy immediately, because what he represents could spell the potential end of the world government and everything they've built up ever since the Void Century. Everything. That's why I think that they want to kill Luffy so bad. It's not his devil fruit power, it's not his strength, it's what he represents to the world of pirates. And now we're gonna have to deal with a Kaido who has potentially seen the end of his fight, or has seen him deliver a coup de grace-like blow to this individual, thanks to interference. If Kaido doesn't just stop, I wouldn't be surprised if Kaido doesn't just stop at taking out the bowler hat guy, because he knows CP0, he knows of CP0, and he knows that CP0 serves the world government. I wouldn't be surprised if the very next people he targets, if he manages to survive this fight, not get killed during this fight, but survive this fight with Luffy, once it's all over, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes after the world government for interfering with his fight. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he can. He has every amount of strength possible for him to do it. I've already gone an hour. I'm sorry. I've gone on a complete rant. Please forgive me. Sadan also says Luffy has the power to attract people and make them fight for him. Exactly. His charisma. He has an unnatural type of charisma where he doesn't convince people to fight with him. They just fight with him regardless, because his ends meet their ends. So even people who end up being his enemies in the past, they end up joining him and fighting alongside him. Like Marineford is the most perfect example. But let me go ahead and stop. I gotta stop. My hero is next. I have to stop, because if I don't stop, then we'll be here forever. And my hero is not gonna start itself. Kaido helping Luffy's side in the final war? I don't know. I highly doubt it. But who can say? We'll just have to see where Oda spins this tale, especially after this chapter. But I'm done. Thank you everyone for showing up for today's reaction. I gotta call it here, because then I'll never stop my hero. Don't worry, my hero won't be as long, because, it's never that long. So we're just gonna have to see where this chapter goes next week. I really do hope y'all enjoyed. Ladies and gentlemen, if I look at my studio right now, I am on the precipice of hitting 3,000. We are at 2,985. I am less than 20 people away from hitting that big 3K. And I just want to say it has been absolutely amazing to guide this channel. And I thank God, and trust me, I thank God for everything. I thank him for giving me the wisdom to guide this channel where it has gone thus far, to give me the wisdom to do right by you whenever I create something, to give me the wisdom where this channel is exactly what you guys love to enjoy. I know I'm not the only channel you guys go to, but it's the fact that I'm one of the channels that you guys go to. I thank God that I am able to do what I love, and that I'm doing everything to the best of my ability, and doing it so that we all can enjoy this. So I'm just thankful to God. I'm thankful to you guys for enjoying what I do. This isn't work for me. I'll never get tired of this, and I love every single second of it. And I just want to say I'm thankful for every single one of you. Thankful for Sadanta as well, just showing up out of nowhere with the double super chats. I'm incredibly thankful for that. You have my utmost appreciation, and know that that is going to go towards, well, making this channel run better. I mean, every bit of my super chat goes to me improving this channel and making things better for me. So I just want to say I'm incredibly thankful, and the appreciation you guys show, regardless of what it is, whether it's through likes or subscribing or comments or even super chats during live streams, I just want to say it does not go unappreciated, and it helps make this channel better. But you guys are the ones that really make this channel better just by being here. So all I can say is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing or even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples. Whew. Now, on to my hero. Karma, we are not going to continue the One Piece talks in a completely different series. We can talk about it in the Discord, though. But not in my hero, because that's a whole separate story. Karma, you can't ratio on YouTube. This isn't Twitter.